Okay. So welcome guys. If you can hear me, please just type it at the chat bot and a chat box. Let me know if you can continue or if you should continue or if you should start so that loud and clear. And I want to be sure everybody can hear me. Okay. What about now? Okay. All right. So welcome to DesignYarn, everyone. I'm very delighted to have you guys here with me and Druids, and I hope I got it right. Let me just call him Murphy. So it's good to have you guys. Please, in the next 2 minutes, please share those links. Whether into your WhatsApp status on Twitter or groups or whosoever you've shared the links with. So just remind people we're live. Just upload the graphics and either you're using the YouTube, share the YouTube link because this place will be filled up very soon. Please, in the next 2 minutes, let's quickly do that. Let's share our links. Let's share the links to everyone. Let me put it here so that in case you want to, yeah, you want to share it with your friends. So, Drew, Alpha, can you hear me?
I do. Am I sharing the Zoom link or is there another link I'm supposed to share?
Yeah, it's YouTube. It's live on YouTube. So,
okay, let me copy that.
Yeah. And then we have the YouTube, the Zoom link. Although the Zoom link doesn't have to be filled up. I don't like it filled up because to be distracting me. Either ways, just move my screen to the other side. Okay, welcome everyone. It's good to have you guys. We're doing a lot of discussions today. I'll be interviewing Mr. Osifo Murphy, and we'll be talking. I hope I got it right. So I will be talking about how to build our own design system. Everybody should have his own. And one thing I used to say is that I believe in having my own personal processes. You understand? I have my own style. I have my own processes, my guides, my system. And anytime I'm about to do any client work or do any project whatsoever, I use my style because it makes things faster for me. I personally use Figma and Notion. So I think it's going to teach us about Google Docs and also Figma. And then I don't entirely believe in downloading templates from communities or something like that. I like to create my own, except I'm running out of time. So how do we do this thing, right? So Osifo, what does it mean, right? What does it mean to have a design? What does design system mean in the own context? Like, what does it even mean? So how do you explain that to us?
Yeah, so I think it largely depends on the goal of the system, right? So generally, I would tell you if I was doing probably a 10-second elevator pitch, I would tell you a design system offers the visual style, components, documented and released, probably as code and design tools by an individual, by teams, by contributors, right, to make adopting products easier. That's a general definition, right? But design system is a product, right? And before you start designing a system for an organization or for a particular product you are working on, like all products, you must do research. You must know the needs of the people that are using that system, right? So different teams, different organizations have their own needs, right? So your definition of a design system varies depending on the team of the organization you are building for.
Okay, that's okay. So what if most of us are not working for organizations? We literally are going to be talking about our own, right? It's like we as freelancers or contractors or experts that they hire to do some projects and stuff like that. So in our own term, in the simplest form, what are we going to call our design system?
Yeah, it's mostly be a style guide.
Okay, but I saw a tweet one day. You're like yabbing us that, just imagine, you know what I'm talking about now. So just you're like, just imagine, you use what kind of meme like that. You're like, when the way you look at people who called design
Design
system
system
gets
style guide.
like, so what's going on now? What's going on? Because you're like, contradicting your tweet. So what would you like to say about that, right? What does that mean now?
Yeah, so whatever you are building or creating, somebody's complaining the audio is not clear. Can you not hear me or you cannot hear the mother?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh,
I guess everyone can hear
okay.
you. Okay, I think they are complaining that you should increase your voice. I guess
Okay,
it's because I'm
I'm
using
coming.
my. Maybe I should go back to my own. Let's go to maybe my laptop.
Yeah,
Um.
I'm coming. Let me just switch to my laptop. I'm using my headphone. I don't know if it has a very good mic, so let me just turn that off.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So guys, while we are waiting for Mr. Murphy to come back with his better audio system,
Okay, testing mic.
we're talking. Yeah, it's better now. Yeah, it's clear. Matia, and Drew, this one that we always call you for you host a lot of programs and stuff like that. We hope that you get a better what is it called? A better audio.
Okay. Is it
Yeah, it's
better
clear
now?
now. Yeah, it's clear.
It's better in Jesus' name.
Mm. Okay, so as I was asking,
Coming.
I
I
was
think
like,
I
now
have to tweak my audio. My speaker.
is it better now?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
All right. So basically, I was asking that in our own term, in the layman's term, when it comes to we as designers, all right, we don't work for any company. We don't have this stuff, right? We are just working. We just have one small freelance business. What does it mean to have a style guide? That was what I was asking before the whole network. I mean, the voice sound stuff happened.
Okay, yeah. So if you are working mostly as a freelancer or an individual designer, you mostly be working with a style guide, right? A style guide is basically just a design foundation or visual library you use for building out products faster, right? It consists of things like your color styles, your type scale, your effects, probably border, shadows, right? Also consists of your icons. What am I missing? Yes, then your spacing and your grids, right? Colors, type scale, effects, borders, icons. These visual things are things that are usually um, repeated for each project, right? So if I'm working on project A, I usually have to determine the background color, text colors, um, brand colors are usually given, then probably state colors. These are things I have to determine every time for each project. Same for type scale. I have to start wondering, what do I use as my H1 for a web? What do I use as H1 for a mobile app? Right? Same for shadows. What kind of shadows do I use on my cards? Right? So these repetitive things we do as designers before we start each project, right? These are the things we create as styles in Figma and publish as library that we use for each project, right? We might probably just be tweaking out the typeface itself, change the font you are using, probably change the color to brand color the client is giving to you, right? But these are things that as designers we do for each project, right? So instead of doing this for every project you are working on, if I have project A today, I have to start creating this design foundation, icon, everything, colors, type scale, right? But if you can create a sort of style guide for yourself in Figma, it's actually very easy. Just be create styles, click on the plus icon on when you're creating colors, create name your styles, right? But when you create this sort of style guide for yourself, if you have project A, all you have to do is publish your or add your current library to your current product, right? Just turn on all the styles. Then you can probably just start switching out the colors. Some colors are very repetitive, right? Almost all products have a white background. Almost probably 60% of them have a white background, right? Your background is consistent, right? You might make provision for a black background, right? For a white background, your header colors are almost similar, right? Your grays are almost similar, right? Now probably have gray 100 to gray 200 and probably gray 900 and gray 700, right? Then almost all your state colors are similar. We have red for error, yellow for warning, green for success state. These colors are very consistent throughout, right? But designers may even have to start doing this every time, every time, every time. Same thing for when we are creating grids, right? When we want to create grids, most designers might even struggle with how to calculate for their gutter, their margin. How do they decide what number of columns to put there, right? Or how to create spacing, right? How do I determine the number of spacing amount between my header and my body text, spacing amount between my button and my body text, right? These are repetitive things we do throughout all projects. Instead of doing this over and over and over again, just create a style for yourself in Figma that you can always turn on and off and just switch out values and you're good to go. Yep, this is a style guide. Sexy, sexy.
All right. So I'm trying to clear
All your
this
millions
so that
projects.
we can have what is style. Yeah. So basically, this is what you're talking about, right? We should have a template like this already prepared. And by the time a client comes in and say, "Hey, Tamola, I want to make a product or something like that," you just come here and start changing, right? That's what you mean. Change all the colors, text colors, and everything, the typography, the buttons, active state, the form, the success, the error, right? I guess that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is my question, right? Um, do you think if we have our design system, do you think it's going to limit our creativity over time?
No, it actually makes your work more consistent. But I want to correct you. If we have our style guide, not design system, one will fight.
You said what? What do you say?
If we have our style guide, not design system.
Okay, so we should change this to style guide, not design system.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's just call it style guide. So I went to pick this one from the community, so Figma community. So that's what the guy wrote. So I don't know why we are now the style guide and but I believe it's style guide to be honest. I also make use of style guide instead of design system. I think design system to me is much more broader. It uses more apps and
Oh, yes.
any
But
which
design
way,
system,
let's just proceed. Yeah.
yeah, we'll discuss that
Yeah.
probably at
So
the end of
what
the
apps
session.
should we be thinking about when it comes to design system? What apps should we be looking at?
Yeah, you can do a design system for one product, right? But when you're talking about design system, it's no longer just design, it's mostly design code, right? It's a product on its own. And if you are to create a design system right now, you need a product manager, you need researchers, you need product designers, brand designers, you need accessibility experts, you need front-end devs, people that can build APIs. It's just everything, 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 right? There are a lot of systems that go into it, right? So you have the engineering part, you have the design part, you have the DevOps part, you have the strategy part, right? You have the community part, right? So it's not just design, right? But it's called a design system. That system packs everything and chucks it inside that place system.
You say it took it inside. Okay. All right. So I have an example. I don't know. I'm also learning from you right now, right? I'm learning from you to be honest. But I created a system for myself. So I don't know if to share it and maybe we'll confirm if this is what you mean by the one you just mentioned now. Should I go ahead? Because I was expecting that you use your laptop to show us, but I guess you just came here to gist. You understand? That's one thing about design, and we came here to talk actually. But at the same time, we need to show people what we mean by this or what we mean by that, so that we don't get confused at the end of the day, right? So I want to
Yeah.
confirm. I would have done this in my DM, but I want to open my yansh to the whole world, just to show that means I don't know much. All right, so I have my Notion. I use Notion, so let me bring my Microsoft Word and see my primary name. So I have this. So these are all the systems basically. I'm talking about the team, the product, the design, the logos, the metrics, the social media content, marketing, calendars, and stuff like that. Does this relate with design system as a whole? I don't know if I'm right or wrong.
No, it doesn't,
So
right?
this is
But
what I
this,
mean.
this is
Does it
system
look like
itself,
it?
right? This is a system itself, but it does not relate to design system. But you have created the system, right? There are systems
This
in
is still a
everything.
system. Yeah.
It's a system,
Okay.
but it's not a design system, right? As far you have a lot of probably section of components interacting together that are interconnected, right? You start creating systems.
Okay.
This itself is a system, but it's not a design system. But a system you get, but it's not a design
Okay. What
system.
about this? What about this? I saw this. I saw this on no. I saw this on as a template from
Let me see.
Notion. I don't know why it's not loading, but this is what I saw basically. Or let me just create a new page and download the template, and let's pick design and design system. Then let's make use of it. So what about this?
Right now, what we are seeing is a style guide.
Okay, it's a style guide. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very big common misconception. This is style guide.
Okay. Okay. So we should take, I think basically, for example, if I open this, so some of you, this is what they call Notion. I use Notion a lot. I talk about it. It works. It makes sense. Do you understand? You can go and download it on your phone, or I use it on desktop mode. So it's going to expose you to a lot of things, how they operate things in the global stuff, right? So we have all these things like star guides, samples, human considered contextual, UI guidelines, and etc. You understand? So I know Mr. Druid is going to tell us more about what he feels that we should have, but this is just one of those templates that actually I used to look at when I'm considering systems also. Right. So like I said, from my own template, I didn't really pick from template. I don't like templates per se. So I used to design my own, and that's the one I showed him the other time. And this is another style. I guess this one is very, very, I don't know, is bigger than what I've not seen this type of thing before. So it seems to make me scared. All this type of thing. And you know, there was a time I was telling you on Twitter that this thing you are saying, all this English you use, I get really, really scared. You know, I thought design was supposed to be pieces. You understand? It's supposed to be like breakdown of things. You know, it solves situations. But this you are bringing problems to my table. So what's going on? Which one are you saying again?
Yeah,
So
you're not in charge of
that's why I said I was going. You said what?
this tone and voice, all this BB grammar, all right? We're not in charge of it. I think it should be more or less
Yeah.
on the brand designers and content strategists
Okay.
part of the design system. All these ones don't concern us.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
we
Because all
work
this
with
is they
them to
get me
make
scared
sure,
for you.
yeah, you work with them to make sure whatever they are doing is in line with what you are trying to achieve. But it's not really your specialty.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So now the question is, how can we start building the systems for ourselves?
System or style guide.
Uh, I can hear you. What did you say? Your network was
I said,
breaking.
probably the system or style guide.
Style guide. Sorry. I'm sorry. You call it style guide. I mean,
Okay, so I think the
you
first
see
thing
this
you want to
is
start
fine.
with, the first thing you want to start with is the big four. Yeah, the big four, one, two, three, four. The big four, right? Which are colors, typography, spacing, and icons. Yes, I think those are the big four. Okay. So mostly I share my
That's the
screen.
most important for now, babe.
Yeah, let me share my screen.
Okay, that makes sense. Let me set it so that you'll be able to share your screen. Um, you should be able to do that now.
All right. Okay, so I'm assuming you guys can see my screen in Jesus' name. Can you guys see my screen?
Are you there?
Oh, oh I am. Oh. Let me just, can mostly see my screen.
We can see your screen.
Oh, all right.
Please, if
All
you
right.
have any question, just drop it on the chat, right? I'm going to probably read it out on him when it's time.
Okay. So we have the big four. Come on, let me drag this thing away. Okay. Yep. Yeah, so we have the big four. I like to call them the big four. Draw on big as well. Okay, so the first being color. Okay, color. All right. Then next we have typography. Okay, so next we have typography. Have spacing. We have icons. Am I missing anything? I don't think I am. Okay, so we have these big four. Okay, these are the main guys. Okay, so the first thing you want to lock down is your colors, right? So a lot of design systems use a lot of color palettes, right? So let's jump into I think material.io. They have a lot of colors. Okay, let's see the color system. No, yeah, let me see the color system. Yeah, so where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, don't like building this video design system. I want to see all the colors. Yeah, so you see they have a lot of colors, right? Colors are much. They are too many. I don't like having too many colors like this on my design system. I think it's too much, right? And when you're trying to strive for consistency in your product, right? You want when a user leaves product A and they are jumping to product B, there should be that consistency, right? But I'm sure material design is putting out so many color palettes. So designers sort of have a lot of colors to be more creative with, right? But this is plenty, right? This is plenty. Okay. So ideally, I would want to start with my background colors. Okay. So what you would want to lock down first would be your background colors. Okay. Which is ideally white and black, right? So I'm going to create an ellipse to hold on my colors, right? Just ideally white and black. So my probably my black color is this. Okay, I'll click on this. Click on these four dots here to create my style. Click on this to add my style, right? So what's new on my design system? My design system is, let me see this, for example, right? I use this slash naming convention, right, to organize my styling properly, right? Since this is the background color, I'll say background, okay? Another slash, dark. This is why I'm using slash, right? It helps me organize my work properly, right? So name of the design system, function of the color name, right? So I'll go again, right? The next background color is white. Come here, okay? And I'll rename it Druids slash background, so background color, background, okay? Slash white, voila. Okay, so now I have two background colors, white and black, white and dark. Okay, next to be my brand color. So my brand color is blue. The primary rule is when you're in doubt or you are confused about what color to use, always use blue, right? When in doubt, always use blue. So Blue is my brand color. Okay. Blue might have plenty function. Okay, well, let me just start my name. So I'll say Druids / brand. Okay, slash let's say primary blue. Okay, since it's under brand already, I don't need to make this primary blue. It's under brand already, right? So I'll just say blue. Right. Name is probably the toughest thing. Okay, my next brand color. What did my client give me again? Or what do I want to do my brand color? My client's next brand color is purple. Okay, so I'll click on this and say Druids / brand / right? Then probably purple. Why am I doing this, right? Why am I naming it on that brand background, right? There are times when I may need someone to probably help me work on a product, right? They come into the design system. They see a lot of primary blue, primary purple, gray 900, gray 100, black and white, right? But they may not be sure of how to use these colors, right? So using this sort of naming convention for your personal style guide, right? It makes it easier for whoever is coming in here to know the application of these colors. Okay, so I'll jump back in, I'll link this and create a new color, right? Let me call this states. So let me just use these guys. So I'll probably say green on link, create a new one. Ish, I added a new color, sorry. Okay, click on the plus icon and say Druids / not white. This was states / success. Okay, I like organizing them like this. Next will probably be my error state. No, warning should be this yellow. So okay, whatever color you start this your warning is up to you, obviously. Right. Okay, so on link. Next is error. Error. Come to that. So on link, think Druids / states / error. Okay, I've done for brand, background color, states. So next would be for my text colors, right? So let's say I need my header color. I like stealing things a lot. So let me steal this as my text color, a gray 900. So Ctrl C, right? Some people may use gray 900. Okay, this is a very popular one we use at work. Right, gray 900, gray 100. But I'll come in here and say probably gray 900 should be, for example, I'll say text color, text / header, for example. Okay, the next I'll jump in and probably steal a gray 700 as body text, right? So before stealing these colors, right, you always want to make sure it passes the color contrast check, right? So I'll jump to colors.co. Okay, jump to colors.co. You always want to make sure it passes that check, right? If it doesn't look good on the white background, you don't need accessibility small. So drag to white. Yep, it looks good. So that would work for my body text. So what did I think I was pretty fast just now. So I came to colors.co, contrast checker, right? I'm just going to check the contrast, right? So this is my text color, this is my background color. Okay. So I might have a dark mode, and this would not look good on the dark mode. For example, let me switch to a dark mode, right? So if I'm designing for both light and dark mode, right, or I want my style guide to accommodate both modes, right, which means I would need to have a text color for, let me just do this first. I need to have a text color for, this is body, for example, this is body. Okay, so I need to have a text color for, I'll probably say light mode text, then there'll probably be another header that says dark mode text, right? But this is basically how I would break down my colors, right? When you're designing for most companies, this is how you would organize your colors. Gray 50, I can't show you guys our internal design system, no permission to do that. But this is how I organize our colors: gray 100, gray 200, gray 900, gray 800, right? This is all good, right? Why I don't like this much right? If you are using this sort of pattern, it's quite restrictive, right? But at least you know where you're applying these colors, right? Anybody can easily come into this your space and know how to apply your colors, right? This allows for a lot of creativity, but designers just joining your team may not know where to use a grid 100 or a grid 200, right? So ideally for a design system, you would want to start doing documentation on how to apply colors. But for a style guide, using this sort of naming convention, it's a little bit of documentation itself, right? This is a guide already for whoever is coming into this workspace, right? Say these are all I need for my colors, right? I have this locked down. Next, I'll delete this. I just like delete when I'm done. Typography, a monster. The first thing you want to do is decide what typeface am I going to use. Okay, we are doing this style guide, right? Any typeface will work. Okay, but when you are designing anything, first thing you want to do is decide what typeface you are going to use, right? The tricky thing about typeface is whatever settings you may even start tweaking here for our line height, for our letter spacing, right? It all depends on the kind of typeface you're using, right? Say, for example, I'm using Open Sans, okay? Some people may struggle with how do I get my Typescape for this? How do I know what to use as my H1, right? How do I know what to use as my H2, my H3, my H4, right? The simple trick is just to jump to typescale.com. Okay, easy peasy. My base text, which is usually your body text, right? It'll probably be 18, 17, 16, depends on what you want to use, right? Then these are your skills. This would be probably your H1, H2, H3, H4, probably a body text, a caption, whatever this, wherever you want to use these skills, right? So for for mobile, you can decide which you want to use. You can decide to use a major TED, right? My H1 for mobile looks pretty big. If I have to use 48 pixels for a mobile screen, F for a mobile screen, if I decide to use 48 pixels for this, okay? Let's see, 48 pixels, 48 pixels. Okay, yeah. If I set it 48 pixels for this, and I probably have a test that says welcome. This is pretty big, right? Most people like this, okay? I can decide to say I don't like this my H1. I probably want to use major second. Yep, I think I like a major second for my mobile, right? You can click on this arrow to see how this would look, okay? You can switch the color, okay, your font color, how to look on a dark background, no, how to look on a dark background, right? You can just check all these out, right? And you can also switch your typeface to check how it will look. Okay, very handy too. Okay, so probably I like this skill on my mobile. The way we use it is, I say the way I use it is, if it is 28.83 pixels, right? If the number after the point is greater than 5, you round it up to 1 and add it to this number here. So this will be 29 pixels for my H1, right? If this is 25.63, this is 26 pixels for my H2. Same for this 23. This is less than 5, so this will be 20 pixels on my H4. Right, so you get the idea. You just round off this decimal. All right. So one problem you may have is you may have to start using two different type scales for when you're creating a multi-platform style guide. Multi-platform in the sense that you need a style guide for mobile, you need a style guide for web, right? Not the entire style guide, probably just the type scale itself, right? You can decide to use a perfect fifth, right? 1-to-1 as a H1 for mobile, right? This is not going to work, sorry, for your web rather, right? This is not going to work for your mobile. This is very big, incredibly big, right? I usually use augmented fonts or perfect fonts for my mobile design, for my web design. Say mobile too much. For my web design, right? Then I can decide to use a major second for my mobile design, right? So let's create this scale for mobile. Okay, so we'll jump back. So this will be 28.83. If you're not satisfied with this as a H1, you can add another. Click on the plus icon, it adds a new scale for you, right? But I'm satisfied with 28.83. So I jump into Figma 28 points. Oh, sorry, round off 29. right? It's probably my H1, maybe a bold, a semi-bold, up to you, right? Whichever depends on the typeface you are using, right? Let me debold for that. This is my H1. What should be the line height? I'll leave this out also. Let me not mess it up. So I'll come here and create my scale and say header plus H1. Okay. I can even decide to do this further if I'm doing a multi-platform staggered and say mobile slash header. Okay. Then I have my H1. On link, jump back to my H2 is what? 26, right? So I'll come in here and say 26. My H2 probably be semi-bold. Okay. Same thing. Mobile, okay, slash header H2. Okay, my H3 would probably be 23. Okay, so from link, jump back 23, same semi-bold. Okay, remember it's mobile, so mobile slash header slash H3. Okay, then H4 will be 20. The 0.25 is less than 5, so 20. Okay, semi-bold works. So I'll come here and say mobile slash header slash H4. Okay. So I can say body one, body two, right? I can say button text, body text, right? But I like using body one, body two. So I'll come here and on link. Next is 18. This should be, doesn't have a medium. That's sad. So I'll say mobile slash header. This is becoming very repetitive. No, mobile slash body slash one slash B1 or P1. B1. Okay. Next is 16. Okay, so same thing. Mobile slash body. A lot of work that will save you future work, future time spent on other work. So I'll probably say this a B2. Right. Next after that is 13 is greater than 5, 13 and 11. Okay, so yeah, I'll come here and say 13. This should definitely be a mobile slash caption. Okay. Oh, let me say body. It's also body text. Caption 1. Control A, Control C. Since I'm just going to name the other one caption 2. 11. Okay. Come in here and say caption 2. We are good. Whoosh. That was a lot of work for just mobile. Plenty work. Right. So we are done for mobile. Right. If you are building something that's multi-platform, right, you might say this would be your scale for a tab, right? This would be your scale for a desktop. Let's use perfect font. Okay. So I can come in here and start creating for desktop, but I'm an extremely lazy person. You have to do that yourself. Right, so this is probably your H1, or this will be your H1. You can keep adding more skills if you're not satisfied with these values that we're given. Yeah, so we've locked down typography. Oh, my baby spacing. Most especially, I want to start math. Okay, so spacing, right? So as designers, I'm sure a lot of you, when it's time to do spacing, right, all you do is just come in here, right, probably add your grade, and you are done. Okay, probably add your grade. Oh, this is over. Probably add your grade, and you are done. Why is this so faint? Is it my eyes? Keep better. I don't need blind. I can't really see that grade. Can anybody see the grade? Oh, I'm not seeing my grade.
I see it too.
Okay, no problem. Let me see. Add column. So not sure that's not okay. Yeah, so I'm sure when it's time for you to work on spacing, often you probably just come in here and say, put in all these values, right? Probably have values in your head you use.
So wait, why are you using for 90? Why are you using 4,000?
Oh no. I'm just trying to show
And why are
something.
you
I'll
using
show you. I
96?
calculate it. I'll show you. I calculate it. Right. So when I'm working with
What he
spacing,
was
right?
saying.
Yeah, I go explain. I'm not say go ask. I go explain. So when I'm working with this, right? I I use the 8-point grid, the 8-point spacing system, right, to calculate my spacing. In reality, layout grids are just components applying your spacing principles, right? So if you don't have spacing principles, you might end up asking a lot of designers, what do you use for your columns? What do you use for your gutter spacing? What do you use for your margin, right? But if you have a spacing system you use, that would be extremely easy for you to decide, right? And spacing is not just for grid, it's also for determining what spacing should be between here and here. Let me go to a smaller distance. This is looking too big. Okay. Yeah, it's also for determining what should be a way. Okay. Yeah. So how do you determine the spacing between this and this? Say this is a body text, right? For example. How do you determine spacing between this and this? Right? Most times it just varies. But I probably say 8, you can probably say 12, you can probably say 28, right? Or I've seen other people do increments of 4. If 8 doesn't work, they do 12, right? If 12 doesn't work, they probably do 16, right? There are no rules guiding how you use spacing, right? Okay, how to scale spacing non-linearly. If you are always using probably increments of 4, you are scaling your spacing linearly, you probably start having 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, right? You might have probably 16 spacing values before you get the very reasonable spacing gap between large elements, right? But if you have a spacing scale, that becomes very easy for you, okay? And what I use for calculating my spacing is geometric progression, right? I won't go deep into it. I'm not going to touch it at all, right? But I use geometric progression from secondary school to calculate how I get my spacing values, right? And I use t-shirt size to sort of itemize those values. Okay, so ideally, base spacing is 8 since I'm using the 8-point system. Okay, so 8 times 2 is 16. I'm using geometric progression right now, but I'm not going to show you how I got that. You can go and do a arrow n minus 1 by yourself. Okay, so 8 times 2 is 16. Okay, 16 times 2 is 32. 32 times 2 is 64. Okay, so if you do GP, you know that first value, you get your ratio, then this will probably be 4, right? Then this will probably be a 2. Okay. The idea behind getting spacing that works for you is don't have too many spacing value. When you have too many choices, making a decision becomes a problem, right? It's like once you go and buy a phone, when you have 10 million naira, right? You have unlimited options you can choose from. You start to struggle with which you should go for, right? But this is a powerful you have only probably 70K, right? Your options are limited and it's very easy. It's very easy for you to make a choice, right? That's how spacing works. That's how most design value works. Same for all these things we have been creating, right? If you have just 2 options, it's very easy for you to make a choice, right? So ideally, you would want to have just 6 spacing values, right? Maybe I can tune this up to probably 7, 1 to 8. Okay. And the way I do it is I say 8 is M. I start using t-shirt size for them. Okay. After M in our t-shirt size, I think we have L, large, then we have XL. Okay, then we have XXL, then we have, is it 2XXL? Triple XL. I don't know how to do that. Right. Then you have, then you have S, okay, then you have XX. What did I do? I went to open slicer. Delete. Okay, then you have XX. Okay. Now, if I'm left with just 7 options to pick from when I'm trying to decide spacing between my components or my design elements, right? Decisions become very easy. But if you start doing like a cortis and you start saying 8 plus this, you get, okay, let's do it. 8 plus this, 8 plus 4, 12 plus this, 16 plus this 20. Okay. I want to show you how many spacing values you have before you get to 32. 28, 32, and okay, yeah. So now from 8 to 32 is just one value in between them. But right now, if you are scaling linearly and just adding 4 incrementally, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 spacing value between 8 and 32. Now you have a whole lot of decision problems here to make. Right? But if you use geometric progression, right, you can say you don't want to use the 8 points, you probably want to use 6. A lot of teams use 6, right? 12. 12 times 2, 24. 24 times 2. I keep not putting that. Or drag, yeah. 24. Or drag 48. Right? Or drag 96. Okay? So you can decide to use the system. All right. So now that I'm left with just these values to survive with, right? This is all I have left in the whole world. I know that all spacing between my elements would have to come from these choices, right? I can probably say spacing between my header, okay, spacing between my header and my body text, okay. I can tell myself that that spacing is small, which is 4. Okay, I can tell my teammates I want the spacing between my header and my body text to be large, 16. Okay, it's why I like using this t-shirt naming convention for my spacing. It allows for easy communication, right? Even if I'm not here, I can just say, what's the alpha? Make the spacing between header and body text, make it extra large. He knows I'm talking about 32, and he just jumps in here and says 32. Okay, so now that I have these spacing values that will guide me when I'm trying to space out elements, either I'm stacking them, okay? Either I'm stacking my elements, okay? If I'm stacking my elements, I make 32, for example, or if my elements are in line, right? Now I know what spacing value they should use, right? Do I want an extra large? Do I want a large? So this is how I also use the 8-point system to create my grid. So all I'll do is just take all my spacing value here, jump into my auto layout, sorry, to my layout grid. I don't like using grid columns, okay? I want to use 16 columns. Spacing between them should be 32, for example, right? Margin should be 128. Right, all I'm just using is my spacing value. So grids are just components using your spacing value. But if you don't have a spacing value, you are going to be jumping around this and always be on Google saying, what is the perfect layout grid for web? I did that when I was starting out, right? So if I was probably on a mobile, okay, for mobile, okay, this was mobile, okay, add a layout grid, okay, column. It'd probably be 8, 16, for example. I don't like 16, give me 30. No, 16 is okay. 64, too much, give me 32. Right, so that is how you spacing value for grids and also for aligning your elements and spacing them out in your design. So I think I've locked down typography, spacing, icons. If you are not a very good illustrator, and I would not even advise you, right, to start designing icons from scratch. It takes a lot of time, right? And each project is very dynamic. You can work on a fintech project today. You may work on a healthcare product and healthcare. Bottle. 5 years school fees wasted. A healthcare product tomorrow, right? They both have different icons. Some icons are very repetitive, probably like a home icon, but I don't like using the same icon for each project, right? So you may probably want to use an icon library, but the key is consistency, right? It's consistency. So if you are using an outline icon, which is something like this, okay? If you are using an outline icon, which is something like this for your design, right? And this is a material outline icon. The trick is to stick with material outline icon to the end of your design, right? You can't switch from material outline to ice cream. This is occultic behavior, right? These are 2 different styles, right? Same for illustrations. When you are doing illustrations in your designs or you are creating an illustration library for yourself, if you are going to be using flat 2D illustrations throughout your designs, use flat 2D illustrations from beginning to end. if you are going to be doing 3D illustrations, use 3D illustrations from beginning to end. There's that sexiness about consistency, right? Yeah, so I think I've covered how to
All right.
create.
So
Yeah.
sorry. So right, so right now, I'm just going to ask the whole house a very simple question. Do you understand everything you just said, or
You don't ask
everything is
questions.
just, or everything is just looking confusing? You don't even know where to start from, and you don't even, you don't even understand what's going on. So let me know in the comment section, right? I'm also live on YouTube. I'm checking out everybody's comments. I'm reading from the YouTube and from the Zoom. If you have, and if you feel that, just um mention it, like, this thing I don't understand it, to be honest, right? Or I understand what is going on, you understand. So all right, so is I think he has explained a lot of things, you understand. So basically, let me just do some kind of recap. So first of all, when you get your project, right, you define, especially the big four. He said big four. That's the color, typography, the icons, and the spacing. Do you understand? So the first thing you want to do is that, when it comes to, please go back to your cap. Let's yeah. So when you go to your time, when it comes to your typography, you are supposed to pick out the right font, right? And you are supposed to, like, set your guides. You understand? You have to pick your H1, H2, H3, H4, or whatever it is, whatever you are calling it. Then after you do that, you move to the next one. You move to the color. You pick all the colors that you want to work with, especially from the brand color. They provide brand color to you. You can pick from that. And I think you give some websites, colors.com. I think I'm correct, right?
Yeah, close
Yeah,
up.
please just, yeah, just let me type it. Just let me type it on the screen. So we have colors.com, COOLOR. Yeah, exactly. So COOLORS.co. Right. It's not colors. It's not COLORS. It is COOLORS.co. Right. You can also check your color check, check your contrast check, and all those things. Right. Then you make your colors, you pick your colors, and define everything. Uh, the ones that has to do with alert, the one that has to do with overs, the one that has to do with dead state, inactive, active, etc. Just put everything there. The next thing is to define your spacing and have your auto layout and stuff like that. You do all the, is that one that I don't now know. Probably just come back to this YouTube and then check, so that you can understand, because it was so fast, right? And you can check YouTube. The problem is you guys don't check YouTube. Watch YouTube to understand more. You understand? That's how you become your own master. That's how you find your own path. You get. So here I start, and probably this is the first time I even see. Most of you, this is the first time I've seen auto layout. Maybe you've never seen. You've been using Figma for 5 years. You've never pressed. There are some things I used to tell people. There are some things I can't press in this Figma, because I don't want to know. I don't want to care what is inside. Just leave me alone. Some of us are like that. So there's sometimes it's just like, I don't want to scatter my design, or I don't want to. You get. So please go and check out what auto layout is. You can do more studies about them, right? And then the next one is to define your icons, right? Your icons, there are these two different types. We have the outline, you have the fill. That's very, very, um, everybody should be familiar with that. If you are starting with outline, stay with outline. Don't come and use outline and mix it with different types of icons. You understand? So some of you are still downloading icons from Google, right? There are so many plugins that you can make use of. There's so many things that are here, especially if you are using Figma. We have the community has provided with so many things. Just install them. Okay. Then if you know that you want to continue with, you want to start and you want to finish with the fill icon, make use of it. I think that's basically what design system, I saw a Star Guide has really taught us, and Jude has done a very beautiful job here. I give it to him. He's the number one in Nigeria. Please let me to clap your hands for him. That makes sense. All right. So yeah. So basically, what today's program is just trying to emphasize on is that do not embark on a project without having all these things sorted out, especially for yourself. You understand, for yourself. And you can start with just have a kind of practice, a practice mode, know how these things work, so that you'll be able to call price with your chest. Do you understand? The reason why some of you cannot charge the way you should be charging is because you don't know things actually. You're a basic person, and that is why basic customers comes to you. You get the people at your level at once. You attract the customer of your level. That is why you cannot see me on Twitter complaining about prices or complaining about clients. You attract the kind of customers that comes to you. If you don't know how to design system, if you don't know how to do your own system, if you have never designed a system before, you cannot offer it as a service, and that's what is bringing money. You understand? It's not soap. I know you has been talking about soap all these days, but it's literally not soap. You understand? It's an ability. You understand? It's what he knows. You get. You cannot sell what you don't know. You cannot sell it. That's the truth. So the power of selling, the power of getting more cash, or charging clients very well, is basically knowledge. You understand? It's your value, is what you know. That is just the simple formula. Know a lot of things, know a lot of systems, know a lot of this, no. Anything people say you can learn, go and learn it. Go and just learn. Although I'm the kind of person that like to be very, very focused, I'm too busy to probably learn more stuff. But that doesn't mean that I don't put things like in check. You understand? Every weekend I check YouTube, and stuff like that. Take your time once in a while, not even once in a while, make it constant. You understand? Make it consistent, that you check and you read more, you learn more. Any webinar that has to do with learning new stuff, you join. That's what design, and we have so many communities out there to organize this and that, right? The one that you can join. The one that you can watch later. You understand? There's so many reasons. This is one of those reasons. It's just very obvious. Some of us are broke because we don't know shit. We don't know anything. We cannot offer. It's not just about the pushing of pixels. You should have been. You should be a consultant by now. You should be able to design a full system. How your company is going to operate in the next 5 years, how they can transfer systems from one person to another. All these things are embedded into your ability to learn more. You understand? So, Druids, thank you so much for the highlight and stuff. I guess we'll probably go and learn more by ourselves, right? But I would like to ask some questions. I saw something that is very funny. So somebody says that if you want to build a system, that it takes a lot of time to get, like it takes a lot of hours before you start. Does it worth it? Do you get me? Does it worth it? Does it? Why don't you just start and finish? Like, especially when a client comes to you and tell you, I collect. There's one project I received today. They told me the date they want to launch. Sure, you get that kind of thing. So does it worth doing all these things, right, in the large scale? So that's my question.
Oh yeah, it is. Right? It's very
Yeah,
worth it.
are you there?
Yeah, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
it's worth it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, worth it. Have you ever
Okay.
designed a super app, those sort of apps that have like 200 screens?
Okay. Yeah, I have
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. A client may just come tomorrow and say he wants to change the text colors throughout the 200 screens, which you don't have a style guide in place, right? You have to start looking for each instances of those colors and start changing them. And that's software head work when you can just come to your style guide here and just tweak the system and you're good to go.
Okay. So this one that you just said, it has happened to me before, right? I designed something about more than 700 screens, to be honest. And they told me they want to change the font. Honestly, do you believe that I changed? I navigated everything. It was X that I was using then. It was like 2 years ago. I checked everything. I changed one by one. You understand? And then there are some people that they feel that it's easier to create at the end of the project. Style guides are easier to create because they feel that they will discover more and things like that. But do you advise that, or it has to be the beginning of the project?
The beginning, nice God beg you. Clients can be very troublesome at times.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
can be
yeah.
very troublesome. Yeah, because there's no point creating that. Why create that at the end of the project when you are done working on the project? Right? Instead,
Okay,
you're just handing that style guide sheet to your clients. Right? But it's always easier at the beginning. You don't want to end up designing, even if you draw 10 screens, right? And they say change the color. It should not be
yeah.
something you grumble about in 2 seconds. You just come in here and tweak the color code and you're good.
Okay, the
Right?
reason
It
why I'm
has happened
asking
to
now
me.
is those of us have been. Now, those of us that have been working for a startup, we're already working. We've done landing pages for them. We've done websites for them. We've done apps for them. And now this is the first time we are hearing this type of thing. What should happen now? We finished the design basically. So what is going to happen? Are we saying we should start again? Can't we use all the fonts that we've been using? Can't we just like, oh, I've been using Pixel 38 all these days. So let me just write it and start making my guides. That's what I mean.
Oh yeah. You can do that. You can do that. Right, but that means you're building for future projects and not your current project.
Your current project. Okay, that's dope. Somebody's asking, how long does it take you to create 700? No, just pray to God to collect that project. To be honest, just pray to God. Sometimes I've taken 4 months, 5 months to do this type of thing, and we just keep doing and keep doing and keep doing. And at the end of the day, they tell us that we are done. Or sometimes they'll keep sending reviews. And I discovered I have more screens to design when I started working with my developers. I realized that, oh, we've not done this part, we've not done this part. So that is how you create so much designs. If you can take it, I mean, I don't, even when it comes to making money, I don't think if you bring 1 million screen, I will do it. So far you can pay. You understand? I don't
That's
want
how
to
you are
care. So
paying.
far the money is there. As far as you're paying, exactly. But if you know you can't take it, just work with someone, collaborate, makes sense. I don't like to collaborate with especially someone that I'm not used to, because before I wake up the next day, the person has done something else and it has spoiled all my stuff. So I usually have trust issues when it comes to design. But when you have, because one of the reasons why we organize this program is that some of us are not, somebody like me, I don't really, it got to a time I really hated design systems. I believe I used to feel that creativity is not I don't want to cage my creativity. If I see any color that is outside what I've been using and I like it, I can make use of it. That is how I used to feel before. So but now i've I've seen the light. I've been using design system, but for Notion, actually, through Notion. You understand? So I feel that we've learned a lot. It's been an amazing season, amazing program, amazing class. Druids, what advice do you have for all of us? What advice do you have all of us,
Yeah,
all of us
something
that
I
have
have to
been
add before
that
we go.
I don't have access to this your soap that you've been using all these days. Hello, are you there?
Okay, yeah, something I have to add, right? So design system itself, right? It's a very specific field. Right now, my current role, I'm working as a system designer for a company in New York, right? That's all I'm doing is just design system, right? Remember at the start of the class, I told you it's a product, right? And for a product, you hire designers, you hire illustrators for icons, you hire product manager, right? And we're like 3, 4 system designers there. That's all we are doing, design system, right? It's a very specific field, and I see a lot of rules for design system system designers. I can't say design system designers.
Okay. Okay. So we should just, we can pick it as a niche, basically. Hello, are you there? I'm on network. Uh, okay. Let me just go through the questions. So someone said, what software did you use to get the icons? I guess you used Material Designs, so you can check it out. Material Designs. Um, and then we have so many. We have feather icons. We have Iconify. There's so many icons like that, so you can check it out. Although I don't know the exact one you use, but that's what I feel. Let me wait for him to come back online. Let me take Murphy. Okay, I think he's back. Okay, so somebody
Hey,
asked,
MTN
right?
right out the manifest.
Sorry. So somebody asked that what stuff did you use?
It's mostly Figma I'm using, Figma, Google Docs, and Jira.
No. He said, I'm sorry for the icons that you picked. The
Okay, the
icons you're
software, I think
using.
I wrote down in the chat. Picons, or
Okay,
Picons,
just tell me.
Pichons. It's a chat.
You said what?
Yeah, let me write it out. I dropped it in the chat earlier, so you may want to scroll up on the chat to see that.
Okay, pick on. Oh, okay, I've seen it. So let me type it to those on YouTube. Okay. Okay, so somebody asked, what is the website for Typescape? Are you there?
Yeah, I see the I did.
Yeah. You say what's the website for Typescape?
Yeah, I wrote
Just
that
type
in
it.
the chat too.
Okay, just type it again. Okay, so Typescape, typescape.com. Okay, so another person asked that okay, I think that's all. So somebody asked that is there any online course that can cover all this? Do you know any any online course that you can recommend? Murphy, are you there? I guess his
Yeah, what did you
network
say?
is
I did not get you.
yeah, yeah. Somebody asked that is there any online course that can cover all this? Voila. Okay. I guess when it comes back, we can attend to that. Somebody is asking also that let me see. Can we get the recording of this class? Yes, it's on YouTube. Just go back to YouTube and chat. Just check on creating organizations and system. DesignYarn, creating organization and system. Please subscribe to this channel on YouTube. Please, it's going to help us a lot, right? It's going to help us a lot. So please, I've dropped the link on YouTube so many times, on Zoom so many times. And those of you that are watching from YouTube, you can always come back here and check it out. Let me check some other questions. What's our advice on getting remote works? Uh, I actually wrote a lot of threads. I wrote threads on that today. But when it comes to remote work, right, I feel that, let me check. I think he has gone. He has messaged me on WhatsApp. Okay, so when it comes to remote work, I advise that you have the key is portfolio, right? Just make sure you have good portfolio. Make sure you are ready. Make sure you can do a lot of things, right? And I think it's back. Um, Make sure you can do a lot of stuff. Then apply, basically apply to, like, especially LinkedIn. If some opportunities on Twitter, I think, in my own opinion, the best way to apply for remote work is through recommendation. It's straightforward. It's just like that. You just like enter into the company like that. Okay. So, but the key is portfolio. Always work on your portfolio. Make sure you are ready, and then apply. Basically, apply as target the companies that you love to work with. Do a research. Don't be too desperate. Don't just apply 50 companies like that and you'll be waiting for a miracle. You get that kind of thing. So apply because you want to apply. Pick somewhere that you want to work with, or where you want to work hard. You understand? Pick somewhere that levels up with your ability. You get do not apply where there'll be too much pressure from you. They'll be needing too much pressure from you. You don't also apply where you get too intimidated. You get just make sure you push out your work. Tell people that you are available for works. If they see an opportunity, they should forward it to you. You get That's why I say recommendation is still the best. Just be ready, basically, and do a lot of practice and stuff. So Murphy, are you back?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You're on network. You guys can settle your fight.
Yes, sir.
All right. So basically, so I was asking that. So he said, is there any course? Somebody's asking, is there any course that we should look out for? We should go and get so that I can cover all this stuff.
No, none that I know of covers design system in depth. They're really just
Okay.
surface on. Yeah, but I think the best way to learn is by doing. right? I can
Okay.
share my screen.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, I can share my
Yeah,
screen.
you can share,
So the
sure.
best way to learn is by doing. So if you are building your design system, right? So you want to see this design system checklist, design system checklist.com, right? It
Okay.
just gives you all these checklists you need to use to help you plan and build your system, right? The design language is just the design foundation, icons, spacing, everything we talk about. It's all in here. Then design tokens is if I start talking about it, I'm not leaving here. Then you have all your components, your tooling, project management for the system, right? And if you want to read up on design system, you go to designsystem.com. I think that's the website, if I'm right. Yeah, .com, right?
Okay.
So it's just a Figma publication of for designers and for design system. Everything about design system, it's here, right? If you need more in-depth articles, you want to see more design system, you go to design system repo. Okay, so I think these are like 3 4 things, right? So this is basically a lot of design system, a complete guide. Oh, I've not read this one. I've not read this. Yeah. So these are some interesting articles on design system, building a color palette, talks, books on design system, tools for design system, popular design system, right? Actually, the latest design system built by people, right? So you just have all the resources you can use. So I can just copy these and paste in the chat for those that are interested to pursue this journey. May the first be with you.
Okay. Okay. Let me copy this to send it to the people on YouTube to check it out. Okay. All right. So yeah, let me ask. So somebody's asking that what do you advise about remote work? What's your advice on getting remote work? Although
All
this
my
does not even
jobs,
have to do with design system, I've tried to give, but
yeah,
let's hear from you.
yeah, but all my jobs, right, I've been through what they call inbound, right? They are usually just come to meet me and say, Druids, I want you to work for us. My current job, the CEO sent me a message on Twitter and recommended me. That's how I got it. Yeah, so Twitter itself, when it's not being toxic and they are not making too much noise, it's actually very good to
What do you
can
mean by
leverage.
toxic? What do you mean by toxic?
I'm not going to talk anything. You know, my mouth to go find. But when Twitter is not being, it's not being Twitter, right? It's actually a great platform for you to get work. The money I've made on Twitter this year, right, it's more than 20 million just from design.
Um,
Plenty. That to show you how much money is there if you position yourself well, right? But you can't go on Twitter and all you talk about is how Arsenal is losing or how they are beating Chelsea or you're just talking about skits, right? That's not good positioning. Again, you take position yourself once first you enter your feed, right? Would they tempted to want to reach out to you? Right? It's not about positioning. You have to be very conscious of how you are structuring your Twitter account, right? So
okay.
all my jobs that have been through Twitter, I think it's just like 2 I've gotten from LinkedIn, but all my jobs have been through Twitter.
Okay. So what about okay, I'm just going to ask this for the benefit of those with 100 followers, 200 followers, and stuff like that. Did they have a chance to get this type of jobs that you get?
I don't know. It's quite tricky, right? Because
Okay, because now you so you get what
yeah,
I'm saying now.
I see
If you
it's
see
quite
it
tricky.
that
When you have
way,
100 followers, right? You don't have so much visibility. It's more. So you have to be putting out content that people would want to retweet and engage with. The more engagement, the more retweet, the more probability you'll be seen and followed.
okay. Okay, so I'm going to ask this now, right? If you say this, what about those that they tweet stuff, but unfortunately it's not correct? And then when people are responding, the way unfortunately what they said is nonsense. And then we start using this coach reply, right? And we start, the word now, we start dragging them. What happens? Don't you
Ah,
think we have cancelled every position in the guy can ever find himself, because this one because clients are saying it, obviously. Clients are saying all our arguments, and seeing the way we are abusing each other and cursing each other. So they've
Now,
checklists
I
the
know they
ones
follow
that
now. You don't see me put matter for this kind of matter. Lie, lie. Whoever sees.
okay, fine. Yeah, that. Well, you made the point. It's very important. Now you talked about we should share our stuff, right? We should talk about things like this. Now, what if
Yeah.
I say something and I miss this time? I say something. You know the way these guys do now. So what
But
happens?
it doesn't matter. You know the thing about Twitter and the world generally. After you drag it today, next week, every year don't calm down. Client will not see you today, another one will see you next week.
Okay, I'm going to pretend that that's correct. I just feel that for the sake of the design community, we should really correct with love. It's not. I don't see this often. Honestly, I just feel with that one, we have a lot of talk. We know we have a lot to talk about when it comes to that. We should correct with love. If somebody says something that he missed the point, he says something really out of it, we should be careful. We should take our time and say hello. This is not how it's done, and this and this. You get. Although there are times where the guy might want to argue back and stuff, but I feel that it's just very important that we take it easy on ourselves, because the first two tweets I did when I started, that's almost like 2019. I was so dragged, but now I know I can see my team now with my full chest. To get nobody has that kind of stubbornness and consistency. You get. So I feel that like I tell people that you pull out your content if you want to write. Nothing stops you. Nobody is your platform. You understand? Use it carelessly. In fact, if you want to cause wala, if you want to trend. There's no bad marketing. You understand? Write it. One day you start writing rightly. To be honest, you start writing rightly. It happened to me. I could have said some caps back in the days, but I feel that now I could write something very more accurate. You get. So all these things, like, you cannot walk without crawling. You get. You have to. It's a stage. You get. So if Druids is recommending that one of the ways to put yourself out there is to push out stuff, right? Like, you should write and connect with people and bring out conversations. Please do it. Do it with your chest, like, you know, and let's let's hope that you will be. I think I would recommend LinkedIn too and WhatsApp,
Yeah.
to be honest. I
Even
don't know why people
Instagram.
tolerate WhatsApp. Yeah, and I don't know if I see things on Instagram like that, but I can recommend LinkedIn and WhatsApp. WhatsApp is people don't post on. Some people say they don't post on WhatsApp. I used to
So I
laugh.
actually got a
Like,
gig via WhatsApp today, sir.
yeah, WhatsApp is important. Even me, I still got a gig yesterday to WhatsApp. You get, but I don't like talking about gigs on WhatsApp nowadays, because I think some people have confessed to me that it's too intimidating, and I just have to take it easy. But either ways, even you do it lately. You just come, just say, you just see the 1 million naira. People that are struggling with the 5K jobs, and they're like scared. They're like, oh, no, we do with this. You get that kind of thing. So please, just let's just pray for grace. You get, because this is God's grace. You get. I don't know.
Yeah, it was
Probably you've done some sacrifices,
no, no,
but
there are some jobs I'll get.
yeah,
Give up what I get
or
recently.
maybe you are truly using soap. So
Like, give up what I get recently. I found the TCP I tried to use soap somewhere because the money just big one guy.
yeah, it's too much. Imagine now 20 million. It's too much now. Like shaking. When you know Bitcoin. Anyway, so guys, I hope you enjoyed today's program. So this is how interesting we should have fun and stuff. So a lot of people are still asking questions. I don't know if to take it because time has gone. We're supposed to end this program by 8, but now we have 8:30. So I'm going to rush it. I'm going to answer fast. At which stage of a person design life is creating a system needed? Start now. Start immediately. There's a point. Just start immediately. Start knowing how to do this thing now. Don't wait for any time. And so somebody is asking, what's your Twitter handle? Druid, please type in your Twitter handle. It's very important. You might need to start hearing from me. Although I feel that what you'll be seeing more of this guy is this kind of this kind of your pictures. That's what you upload. You understand? But just type it out, okay? Type it out. So somebody's asking that he said he got a remote job with US company on Twitter. That's good. Congratulations. God bless you. God will do our own too. So somebody say, at which stage of a person's life person's design life is creating system. I've answered, okay. And when you teach your students, what do you tell them to? When do you tell them that it's time to have their own? Just have your own now. That's the point. Just start your own now. We Nigerians should work on our own freelancer platform. Okay, I'm building one. I've built it actually, but we still need money to push it. Again, we don't have investors or something like this. Bootstrap. It's called motive.co. MOTIV.co. Motive. So we actually we've been creating some kind of like um bridging the gap between designers and Nigerian clients. You understand? So all you just need is your portfolio and your WhatsApp. So they click on it and boom, they'll connect it to you. So you can register if you believe in us. You can help us to push the ministry. We are still building, we still need more engineers, but we are working on something. So, and then we have so many other ones. We have, I don't know, a lot of people are building stuff. So just be attentive and stick around, and I'm very sure you get stuff. So somebody is saying, thank you for mentioning WhatsApp. I got scolded for posting my project. Please post up Omo, post it to post. It's like this. It's like I have a project on ground. Like, yeah, somebody just connected me that, hey, I'm looking for a designer, right? And immediately I get that stuff, right? I went to check my status, and the first thing I saw is your name just come up, and we saw something like probably you snapped your screen or you uploaded your portfolio or you wrote about it. Do you get? So that thing puts like consciousness, right? And the person slides up immediately and say, hey, what's up? Can you do this? That makes sense. Then another thing that works now is that they call it positioning. So positioning is like, even if the clients are not ready to do any project, if nobody is building any project now, when it's time to build projects, you are on their mind. You get like your name pops up. That's how brain does. It registers, it keeps memory and all. So your name pops up like boom. You get that kind of thing. So we've been talking about design system all these days. Now they want to create design system. Who is the first person they're going to relate with? And that will be you. You get to just search for your name, message you. Please post on WhatsApp. No, basically, it's possible that people on your WhatsApp are not quality contacts because of obviously maybe your classmates and stuff. You still have friends, but they can help with recommendation. Everybody is needed. Everybody is useful. Please do not underrate anybody. Tell people to refer you. Do flyers for yourself. If you know you cannot reach out to everyone, do flyers, send BC once in a while. Tell them to repost, and community starts that way. So basically, so at which stage, who is this one? Do you need Figma to build a design? Druids, I think
Depends.
let me hands. Just yeah. Do you
Yeah,
need
it can be
Figma
scale. It
to
can be
build a
anything.
system?
Whatever design tool you are using.
Okay, they can use any system, any tool.
Yeah, it depends on what you are using.
Okay. So let me correct the spelling of motive. It is not motive. That's VE. It's VV double V. You understand? So I'm going to type that on also let me type that on YouTube. So we have motive motive.co, sorry. Motive.co. Okay. All right. So let's go. Let's dive right to this. Please, any advice on genuine community? Community is everywhere. We have the Facebook guys, we have the Twitter guys, which is very, very chaotic sometimes, if you can take the heat. But it's very, very lovely. I've met amazing people. I've met friends. We've also made enemies. But I trust God that we will settle all our issues. It's not like we know too much, right? We sometimes are not accurate to get. So I feel that everybody has a part to play. If even you as a listener, even you as a retweeter or likes, right? You're sharing the gospel. So that's you joining a community, right? Although I don't like farming in quote, but interact. You get like meet people, network. Just pick 5 people that you like their content and make sense. You get then you get like that's community basically. Then we have Asha correct. I can't explain. I can't pronounce that stuff. But Asha something something. is a community also. They do this very, very well. I think once in a while or once in a month. And we have Figma communities. I know I see a lot of that stuff. We have Pexels, we have DesignYarn, so many things like that. Just stick around, okay? How do you create a portfolio between web portfolio and Drive? Which one is the best? Murphy, do you have any answer to that? Website
Always
or Drive or Google Drive? Okay, you've answered that. Yeah, you said web. Okay. Okay. Web. I personally, I don't think there's a one way this thing. It depends. Okay. If you're into branding, PDF makes sense. You understand? PDF makes sense. If you're into a lot of stuff, like you do a lot of things, like you do UI, you do so many things at a time. You might need web, or you just like use Google Sites. You understand? So that makes sense. Um, yeah. So that's, I think that's all. So yeah, I guess let me check from YouTube if there's no question. I don't have a Twitter and do, but I'll open one during that. This is how people engage to my post. Sorry, my network was bad. Yeah, so are we saying that design niche can be design system can be a niche in this industry? Yeah, sure. Yeah, design is, that's what Drew does. That's what it does. I don't think it do more than that's basically his expertise. Um, so somebody asks, how do system designers present their portfolio? Drew, what do you mean? What do you say about that? How do you design system? How do you present your portfolio?
Ah, mostly case studies.
Oh, case
Unlike
studies. Yeah, so case studies.
visual design, may get to show UI and all that. Right? We
Okay,
just do case studies. Yeah, it's mostly case
all
studies.
right. All right. So, guys, thank you so much for today's program. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll be the one handling this one. We're talking about how to
Yes, so
build. We'll be talking about how to build a team system. I've built mine, so basically, so I'm using my template. He's using his style, so definitely I'm using my style. I guess we'll be able to see at least to a point how you can build your own. I've told you guys you can start your own agency, you can start your own business, you can create a team. You and your friend, they are very, very consistent and very serious about it. And this is how you start, right? How to do the whole thing so that you're ready for any type of client that comes your way. And I will be using my template to make an example. So see you guys tomorrow. Please let me say thank you to Druids on the chat section. Let me thank him very well. Let me pray for him that he will keep seeing the type of job that I get. He's going to clock 100 million and he's going to clock dollars. So let's
hello.
thank him, and I appreciate all of you guys. Please subscribe to please subscribe to DesignYarn, okay, and follow me on Twitter also. Just underscore, sorry, Moski, Moski, then 4 underscores. Okay, and tell your friends about this program, right? Share the flyers for tomorrow, and we'll see you around. Thank you. You can leave the section now. God bless. All right.